The statutory aldermanic form of government is a unique form of government in Oklahoma. Approximately 40 communities have adopted this form. In summary, the mayor has a dual role. He's a member of the governing body and therefore has policy-making functions with some limitations, as well as the administrative head of the community, governing budgets and personnel with some limitations. Specifically, the mayor presides at meetings. This is the power of the gavel. However, it's also important to understand the Open Meeting Act and to have the advice of your city attorney in following that act. In addition, many communities have adopted policies, procedures for the meetings. For example, will you have a consent agenda to speed the meetings? Will the public be able to speak at your meeting, and under what condition? Policies are easily obtained. The mayor is not considered a member of the council for quorum or voting, except may vote when council is equally divided on a question. The mayor is the chief executive officer. He appoints the city attorney and all other heads of departments, employees and boards, and commissions, subject to the confirmation of the city council. He disciplines city officers and employees until such time as the council takes action on the matters, prepares the budget and submits to council, keeps council advised as to the fiscal condition of the city, grants pardons, including fines and costs for violation of city ordinances subject to council approval, may also veto any ordinance but may be overridden by a 2/3 vote of the council, may call special meetings with 3 other council members.
We have in our city elected positions, of course, the mayor, street commissioner, chief of police, city clerk, and city treasurer. I operate as the CEO of the city. In meetings, I'm not allowed to vote, but I can break a tie. Yes, I can veto ordinances. The personnel issues do belong to the position of the mayor in our municipality. I do the hiring, the firing. The department heads are appointed and then confirmed by the council. As mayor, I'm allowed to grant pardons for fines, forfeitures, and violations of the city ordinances. For me to give a pardon, I'm a revenue guy. I want the money. We'll keep it off your record, but you're going to pay some fines. I could appoint myself to other positions in the city with confirmation from the council. However, I could not receive any compensation other than the duties that I get paid for as mayor. The responsibility of preparing the budget is 100% mine. I monitor the revenues and the outgoes, and we do our forecast budget. I do have a finance director that assists with putting some of the things together, but the responsibility all falls on me. My most important duty as mayor, I feel, is making sure our public safety people and all of our employees are properly trained, where they're not danger to themselves or to the public, and they know how to respond in case of a disaster or an issue, whether it be the police, the fire, or even the sewer and water people. My personal goals for the community would be to have a vibrant community, healthy. We're engaged in some walking trails. We have a lot of 5K runs. We have a half marathon. We've done some bicycle designated trails. There's some hiking. Of course, we're in the mountains and a lot of tourists come that way. We just want to be a community that's vibrant, healthy, and business friendly. Been real active in recruiting some restaurants and retail, and those kind of things will help us keep the younger people in the community. So I would say that the desire to keep people active and together, because as a community, if you're running together, walking together, they're at the parks and ball games together with kids and families, that's the kind of community we want to be. Much like a community back from the 50s and 60s when everybody gathered and had a good time and took care of themselves and knows everybody. So when we get together, we pretty much know everybody, and we do a lot of things within the community to promote togetherness. Revenue is our biggest challenge. As we've been down since '08, but we're starting to come back a little bit. The eastern part of the state has been a little slower coming around than the western part of the state due to the oil and gas activity. Of course, now they're falling off, but we're starting to come back up. So revenue is really going to be a challenge. State, federal, and private grants, of course we've done some CDBG grants, we've done some tourism grants from the state, We've done federal aeronautics grants through the Oklahoma Aeronautics Commission and the Federal Aviation Administration. Those have been very beneficial. We've done tax credits for business and industry. We've used tax credits to build a library. We had a grant from a foundation that built a state-of-the-art community center, about 37,000 square feet. Economic development in our community is mostly headed by me as the figurehead for the city, the personality of the city, the face of the city. I actually go out and actively recruit, make calls, answer the RFPs. We do have a part-time economic developer that assists me with that. He's a former commerce employee that understands the state incentives inside and out, so he's a great asset for that. But I go out and do the calls and the presentations and recruitment such as that. And then, of course, there's the old saying that, you have some baffle and some dazzle. I do the baffle, and I've got the crew and our committees that are then engaged, and they'll do the dazzling, and we'll get the people to sit down. I can get them to town, and then we've got to close the deal with everybody. It's a team approach. Our finances are stable at this point. I do have concern going forward. We're meeting all of our obligations at this time, but in the future, like I said before, with health care and some of the packages that we have together with salaries and things, it's always a concern. The time and the downturns, the sad thing is the one place in the general fund that you're able to absorb the money is to stop the street department from laying some asphalt, is a place you can grab before you start sending home firemen or policemen or public employees at all. So we slow up a little bit on that. But our finances are stable. We do have some debt, like I mentioned, on our new library, but it is secured with CDs, so that's a good thing. And then we have a small loan with the Oklahoma Water Resources Board on a sewer plant we redid in 1999. My biggest success for mayor so far, I would say, is the fact that we did build the new library, and by being creative, getting it done. But the biggest thing was the Donald W. Reynolds Center, community center that we built through the Reynolds Foundation on that, and that was a little right at $8 million. Didn't cost the citizens anything.